What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Sehatha, all-purpose oracle, medium at large, and prognosticator extraordinaire. Back at you again with another of them random readings videos. Now, today, I don't have my contacts in, so you might notice that I'm squinting really hard because I can't see the phone in front of me and I can't see what I look like on camera. But that eye infection I had, it's trying to come back, and I don't want to skip a week or not get these up till Thursday. So we're going to do this without the contacts this time. I am like for real blind right now, guys. This is what natural me. And now that you know what's up, I'm going to have a cigarette because some people don't like me smoking on camera, but I don't like being on public display at my most vulnerable, so neither of us is comfortable right now, are we? Anyway, we're going to do the random readings, and we'll get set up for that. I'm going to be honest, I have absolutely not wanted whatsoever to be on camera without my contacts in. I'm very self-conscious about it, so this is difficult for me this week. But you got to keep this going. I've been struggling too much to keep on schedule lately, and I'm just tired of all the disruptions. So we're going to try to get through this. It's going to be hard for me to read stuff. Well, actually, it's a little harder to read things with the contacts. I'm just going to have to hold everything really super close, so it's not going to look pretty. It's going to be a little awkward. It's just how it goes. Get something to weight the book down. For those of you who haven't tuned in before, because I'm picking up a lot of new people lately, what we do in the random readings video is I have this little die that's numbered 0 through 9, and I roll it, and then I have my... This is the book where I keep all my notes about all of the magic stuff that I do, and in here I have this little numerology chart, and whatever number comes up, we'll pick the letters that go with that. And if you're resonating with that number, if you're seeing it in the world around you a lot, or if your initials come up with that number, then the reading I'll do is for you. If I roll a 0, I'll do a general reading for everybody, and I'll usually wrap up with a general reading at the end. Sometimes I forget, my bad, but I do these to try to include as many people as I can and get like a more direct message to people than what I do when I do the 4-part astrology series and all of that. So this is just extra content for fun. And first thing we're going to do is shuffle. I haven't talked about my shuffling ritual in a while, and I've picked up a lot of new viewers since then. So what I do is I take my deck and then I spread it out as much as possible, mix them around, get them as chaotic as possible. We're ceremonially recreating the beginning of reality. We start with chaos, randomization, all the infinite potentiality of what could be, and then we collapse the waveform down to its singular function, put the deck back together as a whole, and then polarize the deck. And what I mean by polarize is the tarot cards mean something different if they're right side up or upside down. So when I get to this step and I'm collapsing the waveform back down into a single deck, I get this counter rotating energy in. I use my thumbs to straighten out the cards and pull them to one side or the other, whichever one they're closest to. And that polarizes the deck, and that kind of sets the stage for all of the energy that's going to come through. And now we have the deck randomized, collapsed, polarized, and the last step is to divide. And we take these two halves. When I do personal readings for clients, I have my client choose which half of the deck we're going to use. I do that because when you make a choice, it activates a quantum reality tunneling effect where the universe sort of orients itself around that decision, and I use that as a way of tapping into people's energy and being able to read them more directly than just about anybody else. But since you're not here and I can't ask all of you, and you wouldn't all agree anyway, I let the pendulum decide for these public readings and things like that in the weekly forecasts on my page and well, pretty much everything I do. So what we would like here is whatever reading will be the most beneficial for my audience, for myself and my business, for my family, my page, all the people in your lives, and everyone involved. Looks like it's going to the right this time. Alright, right half of the deck it is. Okay, get my cigarette back. See, I can't even see where the cigarette went. I told you guys, I am like for real blind. I have about 10% of the vision that an average person has, and I'm using every bit of it right now. Jar of tea, because this is the South. I've been having to cut back on the coffee lately, guys. I was over-caffeinating myself trying to get everything done. It has been such a struggle being a single dad and going through all of this shit. I'll try not to say those words, but anyway, it's been rough, y'all. So I'm sure it has for you guys too, and that's why I'm trying so hard to keep this going and keep doing it. We got 0 right off the bat, everybody. So we're just going to do a quick general reading for everyone in the audience. The King of Cups inverted. Let you guys get a look at that. If these aren't in focus or if there's a glare on them or anything, I don't know today. I'd usually try to make sure you can see the cards when I hold them up. I can't do that today, so bear with me. King of Cups. Everyone is coming to the end. Everyone's trying to hold on to the way that things used to be and to maintain this old emotional cycle and the old feelings of how we used to go through our daily lives. And nobody's really wanting to give that up and admit that everything is completely different now. The Emperor inverted. So this is a complex card because it can have 2 different interpretations depending on the context. And I think in this instance, it's both of them. Nobody feels like they're in control of their lives anymore. Nobody feels like they have any power or any say over what's going on. And this is where the other interpretation of the Emperor inverted comes along. Our politicians have really dropped the ball, and all the people in positions of power and authority are as corrupt and neglectful and just... it's bad. Yes, can I help you? I'm in the middle of recording. You guys want to come over and say hi? Because I specifically said 4 or 5 times not to interrupt me in the middle of this, but here we are. Say hi.
Hi, everyone.
This is Jade and May. This is the little munchkins that make my life more difficult all the time, but I still love them.
I don't mean to, I promise.
I know, sweetheart. You're a kid. It's what you do. Now, both of you, I'm smoking. Get out of here.
Okay. What is this?
It's me working. Go on.
Okay.
See what I mean? Okay, so anyway, we are... everyone's trying to hold on to the way that things used to be and trying to feel like that's going to come back someday. And nobody feels like they're in control. And the people who are in control aren't doing anything to help anyone except themselves. So that's the situation that we find ourselves in today. But the new world is coming. Page of Cups. A new emotional energy is about to hit us all. We're about to enter a new phase. This is evolution at work, guys. I've been saying it this entire time, ever since this all first started. We don't need to go back to what was before. That wasn't working. It wasn't working for me. It wasn't working for a lot of people I know. And all the people that are insisting that everything was great before are either lying or just don't care that it wasn't great for everyone. So we're going to do better. That's what this is all about. This is a push for us to be more compassionate, for us to be more in tune with each other, for us to help each other out and be more supportive of each other, for us to take charge of our own lives and our own destinies and not leave everything up to some representative in some other place that has never met you and largely does not care about your life. We can do better. I mean, that's the bottom line of it. We can do better. We just haven't yet. And we have an opportunity right now where we can put that into play. We can choose to go back to the way things were and make everybody that was miserable again, so that the few people that were happy can stay happy. Or we can do something else and we can try to get something good for all of us. And I know which one I pick because it wasn't working for me before, and I'm sure most of you weren't doing that great either. So that's my message. That's what I'm going to keep putting out as long as this is all going on, until things start to become, until it becomes apparent that things really are changing. We can do better, and we need to. Sorry, I'm in a mood today, guys. Kids have been driving me nuts. I've been overworked. I've been exhausted. Business is finally picking back up, and thank you guys so much for that. I really, really appreciate it. The money that you guys have spent in the last week or so really helped out. We were getting pretty scarce around here. Things were tight. So I'm so glad to see that coming back in. Please keep that going. I need that so much right now. I am a single father with 2 very demanding children that require my entire attention all the time. So we're going to go ahead and move on to hopefully not another general reading. Dice have been doing some doubles on me lately. But while I'm rolling these around in my hands, kind of be focused on your initials or any numbers that you've been seeing. Anything that you think might get you to come up and get you some answers for whatever it is you're dealing with. By the way, for real, guys, I'm super blind, so if my head's at like weird angles or if I'm staring off in the wrong direction or something, I'm sorry. I know this probably... I am so self-conscious about being blind on camera. You have no idea. This is absolutely nerve-wracking for me. 3. Yes, 3. I had to make sure it wasn't an 8. 3. So, 3 represents the sphere of the Great Mother in the Tree of Life. It is the sphere of growth, of nurturing, of cultivation, of generating new things, of creation, and bringing new energies into reality, and manifesting anything from like the divine feminine energy comes from the 3rd sphere. So if anything going on in your world that you're dealing with kind of resonates with that energy, you might start seeing 3s a lot. Or if your initials are C, L, or U. So the number 3, the letters C, L, or U. I don't know why I just spelled those out in the air. But anyway, this one is for you. The Tower, inverted. You have avoided catastrophe. Things have actually been going well for you. You may have expected disaster. You may have expected things to not be that great. But somehow, that Tower got out of your way. So, you're probably feeling pretty good right now. You feel like everything's going well. You may be even actually enjoying this time that you have. Awesome. I wish more people could. Page of Swords. So you're entering a new way of thinking, a new perspective on the world, a new cycle of mental energy is started. It's a change in the way you think about things, and a change in the way that you think about reality, yourself, your actions, all of that. It's a process of growth. You are actually stepping into that evolution that I have been trying to gently shove everyone into this entire time. So that's really awesome, and I'm so glad to see that so many people are actually using this time for like personal growth and things like that. Now, C, L, or U, or the number 3. Things are going pretty good for you, and you're starting to have some new ideas and a new perspective on things. You have the High Priestess inverted. So what this is telling you is to put those ideas out there into the world. Show the world this new version of you. Be about it. Don't just talk about it, be about it. Put it out there. Let everyone see it. The cards are telling you that this new version of you is the one that you need to run with, and you need to put it out in the world because something somewhere needs that energy from you. So whatever it is that you're just now starting to get into, whatever these new ideas or new plans that you're thinking about, run with it. Put it out there. Go full bore. throw yourself into it as fully as you can, and I believe that you will succeed. We're going to move on. That one was pretty concise. Love it when they give me simple messages and I don't have to ramble on for 20 minutes about a bunch of contextual information so that I can make a point. Because I do that. So we're going to do another, like I said, think of your initials, any numbers, whatever is going on with you. Try to throw that energy at the die and see if it sticks. 2. 2 is the sphere of the Great Father. It represents like analytical, logical, like masculine, divine masculine type energy stuff. It can also represent like confusion, indecisiveness, things like that. So you might see 2s when you're trying to make decisions, or if you're trying to plan things out, put a little structure into your life, organize, things like that. Or if you have the initials B, K, or T. The number 2, the letters B, K, or T, this reading is for you. The world inverted. You feel closed off from everything around you. You feel isolated, shut away, almost like a hermit. It's a good word, hermit. You're feeling very isolated, very lonely, very cut off from the world right now. The 6 of Pentacles. You're not unhappy about that. You like being at home. You're enjoying this quarantine and solitude. Not loneliness at all, just cut off from the world. Maybe I do that sometimes. I have a tendency of, like, when I'm not feeling it, I am a non-entity. I will disappear from the entire public world at large, and I will spend however long taking care of myself that I need to. So some people just work that way, and maybe that's you. But 6 of Pentacles shows that, like, your living situation, your finances, all of that stuff is ideal right now. You've got everything under control. You've got it going on. You're got yourself shut away from the world, and things are pretty good. You might actually be enjoying yourself. Ooh. 9 of Pentacles, inverted. Sorry guys, there's a lot of stuff to remember, so every once in a while I have a little hiccup, and it takes it a second to come back to me. 9 represents the subconscious, and Pentacles are the earth energy. So you're not really worried about how you're going to maintain all of this. Things maybe are good for you, or maybe this is just saying that you don't need to worry how you're going to keep it going. That you're going to be good. Everything's cool. There's no reason to fret over material concerns and things like that. Just enjoy the time that you've got. You seem to be set up pretty well. You're quarantined yourself. You've got ideal conditions. You've got everything that you need. And this is saying that, like, there's nothing to do but enjoy yourself. So take it easy. Kick back, B, K, T, or the number 2, and relax and enjoy your surroundings until everything blows over. That's my advice. Stay put, have a good time, and do it with my blessing. So we're going to move on to the next one. Do like 1 or 2 more. I don't know how long. I can't see how long this video is right now, so I don't know how long I've been doing this. It's so much more difficult to do this stuff without my contacts, guys. The number 1. The number 1 represents source energy, the universal consciousness, like the primal essence of all things. So if you're dealing with like serious life events, destiny type stuff, like your life's purpose, working towards what your intended destiny or whatever your goal is, or learning really powerful lessons that come, straight from the core of your being, you might start seeing 1s a lot. And if you have the initials A, J, or S, so the number 1, A, J, or S, this reading is for you. Knight of Swords. You are Earlier I said that the Page of Swords represents the beginning of a new cycle of mental energy. Well, the Knight is the waxing, is it? Yeah, the waxing moon phase of that energy. It's where everything is building up to peak when it becomes the Queen of Swords in the full moon phase of the cycle. That you're in the build up right now of some new ideas and some new perspectives and some new things. So you're stepping into this new version of yourself, whereas the other person was just beginning to see the opportunity. The Lovers inverted. So this is an independent energy. It's not romantic love. The lovers used to be referred to as the brothers. It just means like connection or the coming together of two energies. So, in this instance, this is all you. This is a personal transformation on a very intimate level. It's largely internal shifting of perspective and things like that, but this is sort of a personal evolution that you're going into. The Knight of Cups. The more that you step into this transition, the more that you embrace these new ideas and this new way of thinking and looking at the world, the more your emotional self is going to catch up to it. As your mind starts to change, your feelings are going to start to change too. So this is a good path. From what I'm seeing here, this is some really positive growth. So lean into it. Take these new ideas, run with them. Try everything. Put it out there. Like, embrace this change because it's going to have a really powerful effect on your emotional self, and that will affect literally every part of your world. So don't be afraid. Don't hesitate to... Don't worry about what anyone else thinks. This isn't about them. This is about you. This is a personal thing done by you, for you, and nobody else gets a say in it. So A, J, S, or the number 1, don't worry about anything but what you're doing, because that's what you need to do right now. Let's see. We already did the general reading at the beginning, and it was just the same thing I harped on about forever. So I'm going to do one more little quick reading, and then we're going to call this a wrap, and I'll upload it, and then I'll have to clear some memory on my phone and try to get the other 4 done as soon as I can. They should be up by tonight, something, I don't know. Every time I say that they're going to be up at a certain time, stuff happens and they're not, so I'm not saying it anymore. They'll be up as soon as I can get them up. 7. 7 is the sphere of the mind in the Tree of Life and the numerology system that I use. So it represents mental energy, thoughts, perception, perspective, intellectual paradigms, things like that. So if you're really high in mental energy, or if you're going through a shift in perspective, things like that, you might start seeing 7s. Or if you have the initials G, P, or Y. You haven't come up in the last few videos. You used to come up in every one. 7, G, P, or Y. Literally every video I did for like the first couple of months, that came up. Welcome back. So G, P, Y, or the number 7. You have the King of Swords. You have reached the end of a cycle of thinking and a perspective on the world. Things are about to change for you. There's going to be a new perspective. There's going to be some new things that change the way that you think about things. Your expectations are going to be reset. The 9 of Cups. This is all going to be guided by your emotional self on the subconscious level. This is the result of like a lot of repressed feelings and things that couldn't be addressed before, but now that the old way is done and things are changing, you're allowed to bring these to the surface and to work them out, and you're going to get the resolution that you've been looking for on that for a long time. The 8 of Cups. This is an emotional fulfillment card. This is like Sometimes in more negative contexts, it can be like nostalgia or like reliving trauma, like going through old emotions and feeling them all over again. But with the Nine of Pentacles, or Nine of Cups in front of it, and then the Eight of Cups, this is putting to rest that past trauma. It's the opposite of nostalgia. It's being done with that. It's finally resolving this, processing through it, working it out, and balancing that energy so that things can be reset and that the wrongs of the past won't be determining the future anymore. So this is a time of really powerful change for you, GPY or the number 7. This is going to be a reset of the parameters of what you've been taught to expect from the world. Things are going to be different and probably a lot better for you now that you have all of this out of the way and you've been able to resolve it and work through that energy. It's going to be liberating. It's going to change your entire world, and I really wish you the best of luck with that. And everyone else, I wish you guys all the best of luck. I'm going to call this a wrap. I might actually watch this. I almost never watch my videos because, you know, I was there. But I may have to review this one before I put it up just to make sure, because thank you guys so much for tuning in and for bearing with me during this really awkward, personally difficult video. I really hope that the messages I got were helpful for you guys. I really appreciate all the support and the readings that you buy and the donations that you guys give me and all the wonderful messages and comments that I receive and just all the love that you guys give. And I really try my best to give all of that back. That's why, even though I really, really did not want to do this, I'm right here, blind as can be, in front of this camera, doing my best. So I really hope that you enjoyed this. I really hope that it was helpful. Please check me out on Facebook at Real Blind Seer or Instagram at Blind Seer Official. There are links to everything down in the description. If you enjoyed this video and you want to toss a coin to your seer, there's plenty of ways you can do that. And you can check those out in the description after you subscribe to my channel. Hit the like button and be sure to hit the little bell so you get notifications whenever I post new videos. And I really hope that you will tune in next time. And until then, I will see you.